Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
February 5, 2020, fallout from Airbus continues edition. First up, in another very large case, which has yet to settle fully, a Goldman Sachs banker in the 1MDB scandal is barred from the industry. The banker, Andrea Vella, engaged in unsafe and unsound practices in connection with Goldman's role in arranging bond sales to raise over $6.5 billion for 1MDB. Although the settlement did not require Mr. Vela to admit wrongdoing or pay a financial penalty, he is barred from working for an American bank and he had to resign from Goldman Sachs. Although a press release from the banker's representative said he was cleared of all wrongdoing. Good luck with that. Fallout from the Airbus settlement continues, as in Malaysia. The head of AirAsia, the discounted airline run by Tony Fernandez, has been, he's going to have to leave his company because of allegations that he was taking bribes on behalf of his company to send business to Airbus. So one more fallout from the Airbus scandal. Along those lines, airline Avianca, the Colombian airline group, has retained a law firm to investigate its business relationship with Airbus. It's going to probe to see what, if anything, is the company's responsibility for illegal and illicit payments made to intermediaries to secure contracts for the planes and other products in violation of the U.S. FCPA, the UK Anti-Bribery Act, and similar legislation in France. So interesting that on the heels of AirAsia, we now have Avianca taking a look at itself to see if it was engaged in bribery and corruption by its decision makers. The Airbus case really is just astronomical in terms of its scope. Literally, countries across the globe, a systemic bribery and corruption that I'm detailing each day this week and perhaps even next week on a blog I'm doing each day. So check out my blog post for that. But perhaps the most long-standing or long-run impact will be a greater collaboration on international bribery cases. New legal tools and stronger anti-corruption laws in France lay the groundwork for a coordinated resolution to Airbus's legal woes. The French PNF is taking the lead, along with the UK Serious Fraud Office, on the investigation on this. Certainly, the U.S. Department of Justice was involved heavily in this case. But you clearly see an international response to international allegations of bribery and corruption. This can only warm the heart of every anti-corruption and anti-bribery specialist across the globe, because when you have this type of truly international effort, and in the settlement documents it detailed with greater specificity the levels of cooperation, each country took a specific part of the investigation, and particularly the document review, because there were trillions of documents to review, and they had to be segregated and separated. Like I said, each country focused on the corruption in certain countries. Once again, I've been detailing this in my blog post. So check that out. But it really portends a new level of international cooperation when it comes to anti-bribery and anti-corruption enforcement going forward. And this is something that no matter what administration is in place in the United States, and no matter how much Trump hates the FCPA, it's going to continue going forward. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening.